What's up, Bills fans? What a oof, probably the most tedious 72-hour period for us Bills fans. It seemed like it was forever. I don't know how many times you guys and when I started doing these Bills videos about 4.5 years ago now, the social media hadn't really blown up like it has. I mean, with Twitter and Facebook and all the mostly Twitter actually, and MySpace was already on its way out. So, and it was nowhere near kind of like this. But I don't know, like myself, how many times you fellow Bills fans were checking the Twitter on your phones or on the computer, the internet, trying to see if he had signed. And when I saw that he had signed, I was I honestly was I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they did it. I can't believe he chose Buffalo. And the funny thing is, I'm an Orlando Magic fan too from my time living in Florida. And I remember when Shaq left, and I remember how much it hurt. I was 14 years old, 15 years old, and I was just devastated. And then when I heard Dwight Howard was going to stay in Orlando and he waived his no trade clause, it was just like, to me, it's been the best day in sports outside of watching the Patriots lose a couple of Super Bowls the last 4 years than anything. It just was it was just a thing that said to me, you know what? And you know how the mainstream media is. They want to plug every superstar in a big city, in a big market, and say, well, he wants to go play here and he wants to go play there. And then you get the guys, on ESPN or whatever, on PTI, and then like the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, and they want to bitch and moan when the guy doesn't go because they look wrong. They like, oh, the fact is Dwight Howard does not want to be there. He wants to go play with Darren Williams in Brooklyn. Shit like that. But back to the Bills and things like that. You get the Tim Hasselbacks of the world and whatever on there saying, well, Mario, oh, we know what this is. We've seen this act before. He's going up there, use them for leverage, drive up the price, and end up signing with a Tennessee or Atlanta or Chicago. And you know what? I don't usually use profanity, but fuck you. He signed with the Bills, and it feels really good to get a guy in his prime. Granted, he's coming off an injury, but a lot of guys in the NFL are coming off injuries. I don't think any player isn't injured, even if they did play all 16 games after the season. And to have him, a healthy Kyle Williams, a Marcel Darius who's going to be not as wet behind the ears his second year in the league, and the fact that these guys are going to actually have it, especially the younger guys are going to have an actual training camp, an actual time to get things together back in a 4-3 defense. I think even Kelsey played at a 4-3 defense. Merriman in a reduced role as just a pass rusher, not on the field during rundowns really, and it and they still have a lot of time to add people in terms of the draft. Second wave of free agents, original free agency. It's just unbelievable. And to hear the guy talk at the press conference, it just goes to show not everybody wants to go to the New York Jets or the you know whoever. Not everybody wants to go there. I mean, it amazes me how these guys never talk ill of the Miami Dolphins when they have no fans. They have no fans. Like if you watch their games, nobody goes to those games except the opposing team's fans. I mean, they have a fan base, but it's not like the Bills fan base. Not even close. Because most people who live in Miami aren't even from there. They're all transplants. It's just like the Tampa Bay Rays. Even though the Rays are still good, most of the fans that go there are Yankee fans, Red Sox fans. But back to the point, just I know I'm really fragmented with this video, but I'm just so beyond happy. And you guys who've watched my Bills videos over the years, you know the anguish I've gone through with them, and I've have always gone through with them. But I've had good ups and downs. It's just the ebb and flow of sports. And today was just one of those ups, big time. And to get players like of his caliber, you have to pay money, and there's a whole stigma of it It just seems like Buffalo's money wasn't the same as other people's. It was just the Siberia, the NFL, how nobody wanted to go there, and a lot of people don't want to have to go through the rigors of a media grilling like the bigger markets do. I mean, I live here in New Jersey, and such an NFL junkie like myself, I keep up with the local teams just because they're always in my face. And I'm not a fan at all, by far, but they're always there. And I see the grilling these guys get, the media spin that they do on these guys in the New York Post, the Times, the Daily News, the Newark Star Ledger. These guys get reamed. You know, they're unnamed, so just and a lot of players don't want to deal with that drama. They're like, you know what? And Mario, probably a small town guy, just didn't want to deal with it. Granted, Buffalo probably did offer the most money, but you know what? Me, you, anybody else wouldn't have not taken it. Bottom line. I always tell people, you get these sports fans who want to criticize athletes for taking money. You're telling me you wouldn't take that money? You're a liar. So, I'm sorry for the noise, but with that all being said, Bills fans, it's a great day for us. And I know we were all worried, like, I know I was, Meacham leaves town and seemingly just signs with San Diego, which is like, okay, that's pretty typical. That's what guys who come visit the Bills do. Just a question of, when we see Williams, the second he leaves town without a deal, and in a day in like 4 hours he'll be with the teams I mentioned before, and the fact that he didn't, and to hear the way he spoke at the press conference, he seems like a really down to earth, team oriented guy, and family-oriented guy. He's not interested, like these guys in the NBA and the other, they want to go to these cities where they can go mingle out at night, and they're able to hop on a jet and get to Vegas in a couple hours, or they're able to shoot over to South Beach and hit up the strip, and all this crap that ends up getting you in trouble, ends up getting you on Deadspin, like people with their cell phone cameras and videos. Look at Gronkowski. A couple hours after a Super Bowl loss, the kid looks like a fool. Meanwhile, he's just a kid who lost the game, and he's trying to biggest game of his life, and he's trying to let off steam. And of course, the media is going to take it and blow it up. But with all that being said, Bills fans, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for following the videos, and I really appreciate all you guys for doing that. I know I still watch MMA and all that stuff, but not the passion has been taken out of me from doing the videos. Just the the sport is so compartmentalized now. It kind of sucks. And if I do an MMA video, I'll explain that. But again, Bills fans, great day for us. I really appreciate you sticking with me. I wanted to keep this video kind of short, so 8 minutes looks about a good time to wrap it up. And let's just hope that we have a good draft, good rest of free agency. Everybody can stay relatively healthy, and get some playoffs in Buffalo. Playoffs in 12. Let's keep that going. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it, and have a good Friday, good weekend.